Hiya, Jodie here. So I'm basically going to chat a little bit about myself and so you can get to know me a little bit better. So my career so far has been a roller coaster. That's the only way I can describe it. Various different sports, and yeah, a lot has happened in the 6 or 7 years I've been playing. Um, so I started when I was younger. Obviously, I went through the World Co-Carrying Championships, which is, a very Yorkshire event, running with sacco on your shoulders. I've been in the fighting world, so Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, karate, judo, athletics, and now that sort of brought me to the sport I do now, which is rugby. But going back, back to when I was younger, going through school, going through sport, the days I remember the most is obviously like the deaf competitions I did. So I did a lot of deaf athletics, and I remember that so well. And lucky enough to win around 8 times. So I competed like 100 meters, 200 meters, and the memories I have from that, I remember now to this day. And then when I was 16, I also competed in the Deaf Olympics in athletics, 100 metres and 200 metres. And for me, that's an experience I'll always remember. Like the people I met, the memories we made, just life experiences that I will never forget. And if anyone has the chance to experience that as well, it's pretty special. So that's a whole journey. Did deaf sport, I've done mainstream sport. So when I play rugby now, it's obviously professional and it's mainstream rugby. So yeah, a lot of challenges along the way, but that's why I'm so passionate about this role. I just want to show the younger generations that it is possible. Obviously, I'm not saying it's easy, but there's always ways to work around it, adaptations, being honest with your teammates, and yeah, you can like achieve sort of the dreams you want to do. So one of my biggest highlights in my career so far has got to be receiving my first cap for England Women's Sevens. I was 18 at the time, was competing in America, and my first team I was against was New Zealand. So this was really surreal for me because my teammates who I was playing with, these players I've been watching on the TV, looking up to, and I just remember being on the pitch and being surrounded by all these players I've looked up to growing up and stuff, and it was pretty a pinch me moment that I'm now in this situation and receiving my first cap and playing on the World Series. It was, yeah, I just felt so grateful to have that opportunity. So that's something that's definitely up there with my highlights so far. Like I said, it's not easy, and there is a lot of challenges along the way, especially playing rugby, a team sport. It is a daily struggle, and things like being on the pitch, obviously. So many people are shouting different things, there's different voices on the pitch, everyone's running in different directions. And, me being a deaf person in sort of a hearing environment, it's very hard to to grasp everything. So yeah, that's the biggest challenge. So I have to rely on my other senses, my eyes, body language, trying to read where I can. But ultimately, be honest with my teammates if I am struggling in certain situations. That's what I'm able to do now. I'm able to speak up when I'm struggling or when I need help and an extra bit of support, really. So yeah, there's a lot of challenges, but I've just found different ways to adapt, found solutions, things that make it a little bit easier. And again, just speaking up and constantly speaking to my teammates. And knowing me, I like to make little jokes as well, just to make people more comfortable and feel more at ease as well, which helps me and it helps them. So yeah. So my top tips for kids or adults who are deaf getting into sport might sound a little bit silly, but I would literally say go for it. What's the worst that can happen? Because that was the biggest thing for me. I struggled with confidence, and I was worried about a lot of things. I was scared of speaking to people about my deafness. I was scared I didn't really know much about the sport. Will I be good enough? Will I not hear people? All these scenarios, and just, you know, overthinking everything. But once I went to my first rugby session, I absolutely loved it. Everyone were great. Everyone welcomed me. And I was so happy afterwards that I just did it. And I didn't think about it. I just did it. Even though I was so nervous in the car, I just did it. And afterwards, I was so glad I did that. So I think it's just sometimes pushing yourself out your comfort zone and doing something that you're actually scared of doing, because you'll feel great afterwards. And with that, pushing myself out my comfort zone, it also forced me to be more honest with people. You know, if you are struggling and there are situations where you're not hearing people, or you just get into yourself and you're getting into your head and you're not confident to ask for help, then that's where you need to do that. Just be honest with people. Just force yourself to be honest with people. And the more you do it, the easier it gets, and the more people can support you. That's the biggest thing I've noticed. Just be honest with people. And I know it might feel a bit vulnerable at times, but you'd be so happy that you did that. So yeah, be honest, be vulnerable, and push yourself out of your comfort zone.